The year was 2026. The skies over Eastern Europe burned orange as missiles tore through the night. The war between Russia and Ukraine had reached its bloodiest point. Day after day, new alliances formed, European nations lining up beside Ukraine, funneling in weapons, intelligence, manpower. Russia, cornered, humiliated on a global stage, was seething. But the Kremlin had not yet unleashed its final hand. For now, the Russian military relied on aging tanks, Cold War missiles, and outdated submarines patrolling the world's oceans, a calculated show of restraint. Until one night, in the pitch-black depths of the South Asian Sea, fate, or something far more ancient, forced a change. The Russian K-479 submarine, Leviathan, was slicing through deep waters, cloaked in silence. Commander Alexei Dragunov, 47, a veteran of 2 decades, square-jawed, with steely blue eyes and a cold discipline only war could forge, sat at the bridge, his eyes locked on the summer. The seas were unusually calm. Too calm. "Captain," whispered Lieutenant Mikhail, scanning his monitors, his fingers trembling. "I'm picking up something. What is it?" Dragunov growled, leaning over. The sonar showed nothing. But the water, it moved. A sudden tremor. The submarine shook. Klaxons blared. Lights flickered. Before anyone could react, a gaping black hole opened on the seabed beneath them, swirling, alive, magnetic. It wasn't a cave. It wasn't natural. It was a construct. "No engines," barked Dragunov. "Emergency ascent," but it was too late. The Leviathan was yanked downward with a violence no physics could explain. Men screamed as they were thrown against bulkheads. Gauges exploded. Metal groaned like an animal. Down they plunged, deeper, deeper, past the crust of the known world. And then, silence. The pressure should have crushed them. But instead, the submarine floated, suspended, in an alien ocean lit by shimmering bioluminescence. Outside the portholes, the crew gaped. Gigantic structures, taller than Earth's skyscrapers, loomed in the watery abyss. Bridges of metal and bone arched overhead. Creatures, machines, swam lazily by, their eyes glowing red, their forms sleek and serpentine. "Where are we?" whispered Mikhail, pale as death. Dragunov's face remained stone, but inside he was screaming. The Leviathan was no longer in Earth's oceans. A low, resonating hum filled the air. The submarine was moving again, but not under its own power. They were being towed, tethered by streams of light. The Leviathan glided towards an enormous structure, a tower rising from the seafloor like a cathedral of obsidian and steel. At its base, a wide dock awaited them, its surface rippling with strange symbols. The submarine docked with a hiss. The crew looked at each other, then to Dragunov. "Suit up," he ordered. Within minutes, they exited the airlock, rifles in hand, stepping onto the alien platform. Their boots clanged against the strange metal. The air outside was breathable, somehow, but heavy, almost syrupy. Out of the mist came figures. Humanoid, tall, impossibly tall, at least 9 feet, clad in sleek armor that shimmered between reality and illusion. Their faces were hidden behind ornate masks. Their weapons, elongated staffs, pulsing with energy, were raised, not aggressively, but cautiously. Dragunov raised his hands, motioning his men to lower their weapons. "I am Commander Alexei Dragunov of the Russian Navy," he said in crisp English. There was a pause. Then one of the figures stepped forward. His armor glowed deep blue. He spoke, not in Russian, not in English, but directly into their minds. "Follow." The soldiers exchanged terrified glances, but obeyed. They were led through halls of impossible architecture, corridors that twisted like Mobius strips, doors that opened and closed like breathing lungs. The atmosphere buzzed with unseen energy. At every corner, statues of beings unknown to man lived. Finally, they entered a vast chamber. its center sat a throne, crafted from intertwining metals and crystalline veins, humming with unseen power. Upon it sat the sovereign, not male, not female, not even human. Its skin was silver, almost translucent, revealing veins of pulsing light. Its eyes were deep voids, reflecting back memories the soldiers had long buried. Dragunov knelt instinctively, the weight of the presence unbearable. "You are our prisoner?" Dragunov ventured cautiously. "No," the sovereign answered, its voice vibrating through the chamber. "You are our opportunity." Dragunov lifted his head. The sovereign gestured, and a holographic map appeared, a map of Earth. "You wage wars on the surface," it said. "Primitive, wasteful. You destroy what you do not understand." Dragunov swallowed. "We offer you choice," the sovereign continued. "Allegiance or extinction?" "Allegiance," Dragunov asked. The sovereign smiled, "A terrible thing. We possess technologies beyond your comprehension. Weapons that can shift continents, silence armies in breath. Join us, and your nation will rise above all others." Dragunov's heart thundered. This was it, Russia's salvation. He thought of Moscow, of the Kremlin, of his president, of glory. "I request permission," he said carefully, "to share your offer with my leaders." The sovereign nodded. A device floated toward him, a black cube. "Deliver this to your superiors. It will show them truth. And if they refuse?" Dragunov asked. The sovereign leaned forward. "Then we will find another." The crew was escorted back to the Leviathan. As they boarded, Dragunov glanced one last time at the sovereign. For a split second, saw beneath the mask of kindness, saw the hunger. The Leviathan was released, thrust back through the tunnel at impossible speed. They surfaced in the South Asian Sea at dawn, radioing for extraction. They were alive. But nothing would ever be the same. As the submarine powered back to Russian waters, Dragunov sat in his cabin, staring at the black cube. It pulsed, softly, almost breathing. Deep in his gut, Dragunov knew they had not stumbled upon salvation. They had unleashed something ancient, and it was already inside them. Far beneath the waves, in the abyss, the sovereign turned back toward its court of silent figures. "It begins," it whispered, and the deep sea trembled. "To be continued in part 2.